What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Liz. Today we are doing a girl chat. Get ready with me. I have all my makeup right here. I gotta get ready to film a few videos today, so I thought we would sit down and I would answer all of your guys' questions. I asked you guys on Instagram what questions you have for me or if you need advice on any certain situation, and you guys blew up my DMs, so I'm so excited to chat with you guys. This is the final makeup look we came up with. This is just my regular soft glam for filming. So if you've been interested in how I do my makeup, look no further. We're gonna do it together today. Plus, all of the products I use are linked in the description box. So if I don't cover a certain product, it's down there, girlfriend. But I hope you guys enjoy this video, getting to know me a little bit better, kind of getting an update on my life. And we just spill a little bit of tea. So I hope you guys enjoy, but let's roll on into the get ready with me. What is up, you guys? We are filming for the first time on my new camera. I'm so excited, you guys. I'm a little nervous about the whole filming situation though, because my lens is here and the viewfinder is here. So if I'm looking over there, it's because I'm not used to this. But I thought for my first video with this new camera, we would do a little Q&A. I haven't done a girl chat video in a while and I need to get ready anyways. So let's do this. So let's start at the bottom. I'm first gonna go in with this e.l.f. primer. This is the dupe for the Hydra Grip primer by Milk Makeup. The first question is, what helps you on those days where you just don't feel pretty? I've been in a funk lately. I feel you, girl. There are just some weeks, I usually go through like weeks at a time where I'm just like I'm not in it, I can't get my shit together, I'm not feeling motivated. What helps me feel pretty on days where I don't feel pretty? I would say, going to bed early the night before, waking up, having a little bit of time to myself to just kind of, ease into the day, getting ready, looking cute. That always makes me feel better. I would also say working out definitely makes me feel better. I feel sexy and confident after a good sweat. But I will say, if this is a thing that you've been going through for a while, it's all about habit. It's all about routine. When I'm eating better, when I'm going to bed at the same time consistently, I feel so much better. When I'm not drinking as much. Also, when I'm off my phone a little bit more, kind of look at maybe why you're not feeling yourself. Are there any habits that you need to kick, or things that you think you could be doing better? Try and incorporate those into your routine, and I promise that helps the most. Is once you just kind of recognize where is this stemming from, you end up feeling better. But I would say I feel best when I'm looking good, I've got a fresh tan on, my makeup is on point, and I'm also just taking care of my body. That's when I'm feeling my best. Next question is how to be confident after so many failed relationships and shitty men. So I'm right there with you, girl. I have dealt with my fair share of toxic relationships, shitty men who do not deserve my time or my presence. So I will say the first thing you need to do is focus on yourself. And I know everyone says that, girl, just focus on yourself, but it's so true. You've invested so much time and energy into these relationships, into these men. So after it ends, sometimes it feels I don't even know how to be alone. I don't know how to deal with my independence, where do I go from here? And you have to kind of establish yourself again, what do you like to do, what brings you happiness, and you just need to find ways to be happy alone and with your own presence. A lot of the time, you spend so much time focusing on a relationship, you kind of lose sight of maybe your goals or things that you were trying to accomplish. So getting back to a point where you're focused on yourself, whatever goals you might have, that's gonna bring your confidence up. Having your own independence and knowing that you're happy alone, you don't need someone to fulfill your happiness, that is when you know you are good, And I think a lot of people lose sight of that when they're in a relationship. So, I always tell you guys, like, I never look better than after a relationship. I'm going to the gym, I'm eating right, and also I'm making more money. I'm focusing on like my future goals, whether it's, you know, like a side hustle, saving money, also just investing that time that I was investing in the relationship into myself. And once you're in a comfortable space where you're independent, you know your worth, you know what you bring to the table, that's when you're gonna find the right person for you, because they also recognize that as well. I'm just going in with my concealer and kind of outlining my eyebrow. You know, maybe you're attracting shitty men because, you know, you haven't worked on yourself enough. You've been in a failed relationship where it's kind of left you with you know, some insecurities. Maybe you need to spend more time focusing on yourself, you know, kind of reevaluating like, oh, what do I got going on for me? What can I bring to the table? And then you're going to attract the type of partner that, you know, is worth your time. Maybe that's it. Maybe not. But I truly think like, you know, the way you look at yourself, your perception of yourself is how people will also see you. So like if you see yourself as a strong, confident, bad bitch, then other people will see that too because you exude that kind of energy, if that makes any sense. So good luck. In my last vlog, I mentioned that I might be going on a date, okay? He seemed really promising in person. You know, we had a cool conversation, and so he texted me. He was like, you know, I'd really like to do something this weekend. When are you free? And I'm like, oh, I'm just going to be working this weekend. So I mean, I can make time whenever. And he's like, perfect. And just kind of leaves it there. And I'm like, that's my first red flag. He's not going to be shit because he didn't plan a date. He didn't set a time. He didn't set a day. He didn't set a location. That's how I know he's really not that serious about it. So he texted, you know, he was kind of hitting me up a little bit throughout the weekend, asking what I was doing and shit like that. And I'm like, you know, da-da-da, like keeping it kind of short because I'm really wanting him to take initiative to like set a time, set a place. And then he mentions that like we could do something Sunday. And I'm like, perfect, that sounds cool. And so Saturday night rolls around, he's just asking me like, oh, what are you doing? Like, are you going out tonight? I'm like, no. So Sunday, the day of our date, he hits me up. He's like, are we still on for later today? And I'm like, yeah, what did you have in mind? And he texted me, he's like, would it be cool if we just like, you know, hung out at my place? I can grab a bottle of wine. And I was like, absolutely not. Like, what kind of woman do you think I am where I'm just gonna come over to your house? You know, we met briefly at a bar. I don't know you. Why would you think I would feel comfortable with that? Maybe because that's what you've, you know, done in the past, but I don't know. I'm a grown woman. I do not give off that energy that I'm going to be okay with a house date. And I also think it shows how little he respects me. You know, if he was seriously interested in me and he thought he valued me, he would take me out, he would plan a date like a grown-ass man would, and that would be that. He would try and impress me. But instead, he didn't set a time, he didn't set a location until he tried to pull the house date card. And I'm just like, no, not on a first date. We don't accept that shit no more. And I mean, it's fine if you've done a house date before. I get during like quarantine, we were limited, but like shit is open back up. You can take me on a proper date. You know, it doesn't need to be expensive. It could have been as little as like, we go bowling, we go grab a cup of coffee, whatever, even though I don't want to go on a coffee date. But like, we could go grab a drink. We could go grab a quick meal. But he didn't even want to do that. He just wanted to get me to his house, get me, you know, liquored up, and no, absolutely not. Do I look like that bitch? I don't think so. So yeah, that's how the date went. I already told you guys, I didn't think it was promising because I was kind of getting those signs from like the way he was talking. As I've gotten older, I've started to recognize when someone's actually serious about taking me on a date or they're, you know, just kind of like nonchalant about it. And I'm not accepting nonchalant. And girl, I'm moving. Like, why the fuck would I, you know, be pressed to go over to your house? I don't know you. I would rather spend the afternoon home alone. So yeah, that's how the house date went. By the way, I use LA Girl Pro Coverage foundation. I really, really like this foundation. It's like $6 or $7, and it's the shit. It reminds me of the Makeup Forever foundation. Someone also asked, how do you not settle for fuckboys? I think those examples that I just gave you kind of gave you a good idea, but like, take these red flags for face value, girl. Like sometimes we, you know, let little things slide and it's just gonna get worse. Like that is a fuckboy move, what he just pulled, you know? Like he didn't even want to take me on a proper date. He was being wishy-washy. He wasn't valuing my time. Little things like that. It's just like, those are red flags. And I mean, people know better at the end of the day. He knows how to properly take a girl on a date. He just didn't want to put the time into it. So I would say, you know, like as you're dating around, take these things for face value and also call them out on their bullshit. Like especially if you are interested in someone and they do something, you know, that doesn't sit right with you, instead of holding it in and, you know, maybe going silent. I personally would go silent because I think people know exactly how the fuck they're treating you. But if you do want to call them out, let them know, like, this is not going to be acceptable. Like, no, you don't get to call me at 2 in the morning. You don't get to ask me last minute, you know, what we should do. You need to be planning a date. Like, if you truly want to get to know me, you gotta put the work in. They know exactly what they're doing. So as far as these fuckboys, I think we all know like the major red flags of fuckboys. You know, just being inconsistent, not valuing your time. Don't accept that shit and let them know straight up, like, you're not gonna accept that. I would probably go ghost on them, and if they ask you why, just be like, you didn't seem to value my time, like you weren't really putting any effort in, so I moved on. Like you were inconsistent, so I moved on. Like that's the thing, I don't know what's up with our generation, but something's got to give. I don't know. I think, what is it? It's called like, there's a name for it. When you have too many choices or too many options, so it makes it harder for you to choose. Paradox of choices? I literally just heard it last night and I was like, oh my God, that's literally dating in 2022. You know, with Tinder, Hinge, all these dating apps, and just so much social media, people are meeting so many people. So I'm just powdering underneath my eyes with this pink powder. People are meeting so many people and they have so many options and so many choices that they're being pulled in so many different directions. So I feel like a lot of men feel like they don't have to put any work in. You know, they're like, oh, I'm gonna do the bare minimum because some girl out there will accept it. You might not accept it, but that's okay because I got 5 other choices. I don't know if that's the reason why dating right now is so shitty, but I think it has to do with like the constant inflow of like, you know, people you're meeting and shit like that. Like, I don't know, but I truly think if someone is actually interested in you and values you, they are going to put the work in. They are going to be consistent with you. They're going to communicate with you regularly, and they are going to show you, oh, like I'm the best person out there. Like I am going to put that work in. And it doesn't need to be about buying you shit or taking you out on extravagant dates, but you will truly know when a man is interested in you because they're gonna make it known. Like this guy, he literally texted me after, like later that night on Sunday, and he was like, oh, I didn't expect you to ghost me like that. What did you fucking expect? What did you expect? Me to be like, oh, house date, perfect. I'll pick up food for us. Like, fuck out of here. He wasn't even gonna buy me any food. He knows he was in the wrong for that. Like, he didn't plan anything. And I don't think he seriously even wanted to hang out, because if he seriously wanted to hang out, he would have planned something. So, yeah, girls. The next question is, do you plan on having kids ever, or are kids not for you? Hashtag girl boss. Thanks, boo. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but like as I get older, I want kids less. Like I feel like I mean, no shade to anyone who has kids. Damn, I forgot to cream contour. No shade to anyone who has kids, because I think kids fulfill you in a whole different type of way. But right now I'm like, oh my God, if I had a kid right now, my independence is gone, you know? Like I can't just hop to LA like I'm doing this week. I'm so happy with where I am now that like the thought of settling down and having children does not seem super appealing to me. I think in the future I do want kids, you know, maybe like if I find a partner who also wants kids and like we're ready to make that move, but like when I'm in a relationship, I want to be able to travel a bunch first. I want to be hella established in my life to the point where like, you know, things are, you know, I can still work as doing YouTube and like, you know, I'm not going to be stressing about, you know, like money and finding the time to do both, because I mean, I always want to be in this YouTube space. I don't want a family life to take away from that. I know like I can integrate pretty much anything into YouTube. People always ask me like, well, you're doing YouTube now, but like what about the future? Like what about when you're older? I'm like, well, all my girls are gonna get older with me. You know, like I think YouTube will be even more prevalent when we are older, because, you know, like TikTok and stuff is cool, but that you can't really build a meaningful relationship over TikTok. And so I'm not worried about like YouTube dying out. I mean, I can be flexible and I can move and groove with platforms as they pop up. So yeah, I'm not worried about like, you know, never being able to like retire and shit. But as far as kids, I would be happy with them in the future, but I don't think it would crush my soul if I couldn't have children. I've always planned on adopting. That's something that's really special to me. Like if I do want kids, I do want to adopt as well. That's definitely something that I plan to do. So like if I can't like get pregnant, or you know, it's just not working out for me to have kids naturally, I don't think that would be a huge problem in my life. I know, you know, it's special probably being pregnant, but it also sounds like it fucking sucks. But yeah, I would be happy with or without kids, but yeah, at this point in my life, it doesn't seem like something that would fulfill me. And people will probably be like, oh, you'll feel differently in the future, but like as I've gotten older, like it just seems farther and farther away from my life. So I'm just using the Mario palette. Sorry, you guys. So in my crease, I went in with this, oh, my nail. I went in with this top right color, and then I went in with a little bit of the color below it on my lid. I like kind of the brown smoky eye look. So I'm just gonna pack a little bit more of that color on there. I mean, kids are great, but they also kind of fucking suck. Like they're kind of annoying as hell. Your whole life will revolve around them once you have them. And I think a lot of, I mean, am I going to be throwing a little bit of shade? Yeah. I think a lot of people follow a certain type of life ladder. You know, you find someone you like, and I mean, I think a lot of people don't date enough before they settle down and get married personally, but you know, they find their person, they get married, they, you know, they're kind of bored with their marriage, you know, they don't realize like they have a lot to do, so they're like, oh, let's throw a baby into the mix next. And then what's next after that? You just spend the rest of your life raising these kids? I think you really have to establish like a strong connection with the partner, you know, while you're dating. I love seeing when couples date for a while, they get married, and then they go travel. They live their best life because, you know, once you throw a baby into the mix, traveling is kind of, you know, limited. You have way less money. Like, I want to build a ball out with my partner, do some extravagant shit, you know, like go live our best lives before we even worry about kids. I just feel like people follow these steps so perfectly, and I mean, if you're truly happy with your person, why bring a baby into the mix so soon? And I'm talking like within a year of marriage, you know? Like there is time to continue getting to know each other, but I don't know. I guess things might change as you get older, you know, pressures to start your family a little quicker. I get that, but like, I'm talking more so like the people who get married fresh out of college. But hey, that's just me. Okay, our girl needs some advice. Am I being psycho for getting mad when he likes other girls' pictures? You guys gotta let us know in the comments, but girl, I think not. I think you are definitely in the right for getting mad. And I think if they're telling you that, you know, like it's not a big deal, like it's just Instagram, I just liked it, they're gaslighting you. Because think about it, like if a guy is liking your pictures and you know he's in a relationship, that is sending the message that he's interested in it. He's interested in you. I would say, you know, like if he's just liking pictures that are like harmless, like maybe educational posts or, you know, family pictures, whatever. But if he's liking like thirst trap selfies, shit like that, no, that's not sending the wrong message. And it's also sending the message that your relationship is weak and it can be broken. Like these guys' eyes other places. You know, he knows exactly what the fuck he's doing. He's sending a message to other women on the low that like, oh, he's interested in this. And that's not cool. I personally just think that's disrespectful. I think you should call them out, let them know that you view it as a sign of disrespect. It makes you look like a fool when he's out here liking other girls' pictures, knowing damn well he's in a relationship with you. Call him out and see how he reacts. If he tries to gaslight you, that needs to be a red flag. If he owns up to it and says, I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen anymore, he understands why you're upset, you know, move past it. But if you see that shit again, I would side eye it, and I don't know. I'm not gonna tell you to break up with him, but like, that's not cool. And you could even put it into perspective. What if I was around liking a bunch of guys' pictures and he might even play it off like, oh, I wouldn't care. Yeah, fucking right, he would care. But you guys gotta let us know in the comments if you think that's a big deal or not. Like some pictures, no, I wouldn't trip about it, but like, you know the difference between like a friendly like and like a suggestive like, if you know what I mean. Someone also asked, do you use spray tan all year round or only in the winter? I use it year round. I am not a girl who likes to be out in the sun. I'm white and girl, like sun tanning, that's gonna age my skin. I am trying to look bomb as long as possible. I don't like tanning my skin. No. Because it's just gonna make me age. So I prefer just using a little self tanner year round, just so I can have like even base and I don't look stark white. Okay, I have a lot of LA questions, so we'll just go over them real quick. Are you really ready for LA life? It's a lot different than sleepy Minnesota. I don't know if that was a little shade thrown or what, but you guys know I live in Minneapolis. It's a city. It's not as big as LA, you know, it's a smaller city, but it's still a city. Like, I'm pretty familiar with living in a city environment. I'm not gonna be living like downtown LA either. I'm gonna be living in, you know, a neighborhood, so it's gonna be really similar to where I used to live before I moved up into this apartment. I used to live kind of like more central in Minneapolis, so yeah, I don't know if that was a little shade or what, but girl, if I didn't think I could handle it, I wouldn't. A lot of the time when people meet me, they say, I can't picture you where you live right now. Like, you seem like you've kind of outgrown this area. And I'm like, yeah, I have. Yep, I'm ready. Minneapolis is cool, you know, I mean, not really. I actually don't like living here at all. It's mainly because of the climate, to be quite honest. Like, a lot of you guys probably live like down south or somewhere where it doesn't get such extreme cold. Like today, it's probably like 10 degrees outside. I don't know, but there's a damn blizzard outside. So imagine from like early November to like early April, not really being able to go outside or enjoy the sun. Plus on top of that, it's gray here in the winter. It's not sunny like Denver, it's gray. So, you know, it's rarely sunny in the winter. I hate it. It's terrible for your mood and it's terrible for your social life too. Like, you just don't go out the house. And if you do, it's, you know, a restaurant, a bar. There's just not a whole lot of activities, and if you don't like winter sports, you're kind of fucked. And I don't like being cold, so I like winter sports. Another question about LA, when you're moving to LA, are you going to be on a budget? So as far as being on a budget, I've worked this year to really set myself up in a really good point. You know, I've saved a lot of money, and so as far as budgeting, I mean, everyone has a budget, but I'm at a point in my life where I'm stable. I'm really good. I can afford moving to LA and getting what I want out of an apartment. I need a 2-bedroom. I need something newer. Because I do spend a ton of time in my apartment. So, you know, I want it to be nice. I want it to be functional. It needs to have a mailroom. I would like extra amenities. So, yeah. I'm going to definitely be bringing you guys along for all of this. I'm going to obviously go tour a bunch of apartments and stuff. So, I'm going to show you guys what is out there. Okay, the next question we have is, how long would you consider too long helping in-laws financially? Ooh, that's tough. Mixing money with family and friends is hard. I feel you, girl. I would say it's tricky because, I mean, family is so important, and I mean, it depends on your relationship with them. But I know with my family, like, if they ever ask for money, they would truly need it. It wouldn't be like a light conversation, you know. They would have to be at a serious point where, you know, they've kind of exhausted all the other options. So I would lend it to them in a heartbeat if I could, you know. But if it's been a long time and you don't see moves being made to kind of, you know, change the situation, if they're really not putting effort into, like, I don't know, find another job or maybe downsize or, you know, kind of take control of their finances, you need to have a conversation with them, especially if it makes you feel weird, it makes you feel like you're kind of being used. First, have a conversation with your partner and let them know, like, you gotta talk to your parents. And if he's not feeling comfortable with that, I mean, maybe pull them to the side and be like, you know, like, we're happy to help you, but, like, we personally do need the money. Like, this can't be a long-term thing. Like, is there anything I can help you do to, like, change the situation besides money? Like, do you need any sort of resources? That's super hard, especially it sounds like you feel uncomfortable with it. So I would say if it's been months and months of no change, you're not seeing any progress being made, I think a conversation should be had. Okay, I got my lash glue on my lashes. It's just getting tacky. What is the price range for getting your lips done? I paid $700 for mine. The first time I ever got my lips done, I did a fucking Groupon, and I do not recommend that because there was a substantial difference in the way my lips looked the first time versus the second time. The first time I got them, they were definitely migrating. I waited a whole year for it to kind of dissolve before I went and got my lips done again. And now they're even, they're symmetrical, there's no migration. World of a difference. So when you're looking at nurses or doctors, make sure you're looking at their Instagram and make sure you're kind of looking at the before and after results. If you even see the slightest little bit of migration, girl, run, because there shouldn't be any migration right after they inject you, you know? So, next I'm going in with the Morphe lip liner. And for lipstick, I either do NYX London or Wet n Wild Cloud Pout and Fluffernutter. I think I'm going to go in with NYX London. And then as far as my favorite lip glosses, let's show you. I'm feeling like a true nude lip gloss today, so I think I'm going to go in with NYX Madeline, but Marc Jacobs Moonglow is another favorite. It's kind of a milky pink and it's got a nice minty flavor. And then I also love the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in Sun. Next question is, I think I want to break up with my boyfriend. He's so nice but boring. IDK, what to do? That is the worst. Okay, actually before I do my lips, I'm gonna set them. So I'm going to put a little bit of that old foundation on and then I'm going to hit them with some powder. That's the thing is, I think it sounds like you know you need to break up with him. If you're writing this in and putting it, you know, into the universe. It sounds like you already know what you need to do. It sounds like you're just having remorse about it, or, you know, you feel like you might be making the wrong decision. But at the end of the day, our gut knows what's best for us. We know when someone clicks with us. We know when, you know, the vibe is off. And if you feel like he's boring, you know, you could tell him that. And you know, maybe he fixes it for a little bit, but at the end of the day, he's not going to make you happy. You know, if you truly think he is boring and, you know, it's just not fun anymore, or it was never fun to begin with, you already know the decision you need to make. You know if someone's not for you. So I just wouldn't prolong it any longer, because the longer you go, I mean, I don't think your feelings are going to change. I think it's just going to make it... It's just gonna prolong it. Okay, I had to concentrate on these lashes because they were giving me trouble. But honestly, it does sound like you respect him and care about him and his feelings. So, I mean, out of respect for him, let him know how you're feeling and let him know that, you know, it's not a right match, because if you stay, you're gonna end up resenting him. Okay, next question is, what are shows you recommend watching? Ooh. Okay, so I literally made a whole list for you of shows. So off the bat, Harlem has been my favorite lately. If you guys like Sex and the City, this kind of gives the Sex and the City vibe of 4 girls, but it's all black cast and they're fucking hilarious. I really liked that show. I can't wait for season 2. Euphoria, obviously. Insecure was super good. I'm watching Bel Air right now. It's like a Fresh Prince remix and I like it. It kind of gives me All American vibes, like more of a teen show, but I'm really feeling it. If you like the drama, Walking Dead, Queen of the South, if you're into like Drug Lord kind of shows. The Sinner on Netflix and Mindhunter if you're into crime. Obviously You, Good Girls, we all know about those shows. Behind Her Eyes left me shook for days. Hit and Run was also super good. I watched like the whole series on a flight. As far as documentaries, Dark Tours is like one of my all-time favorite documentaries. If you're into kind of like the creepy, spooky, and like unseen parts of the world, you really like that documentary. He goes to Chernobyl? What's that place? It's in like Russia where they let off a nuclear bomb. He goes like there, and then he goes to one of the Stan countries. It's shit, girl. It's a country where most foreigners are not allowed in it, so it's kind of cool to see that. He goes to a lot of like really weird places kind of off the grid that haven't really been filmed before. So if you're into that, you'll really like that show. And then I really liked Sex, Love, and Goop on Netflix. That one is all about intimacy, sexuality, and it's really interesting. They have so many different perspectives, and especially, you know, if you want to spice up maybe your sex life with your partner, or, you know, kind of learn different techniques. I really liked that show too. So yeah. Oh, and as far as reality TV, obviously Love is Blind. We've all been watching that, and if you haven't, you need to watch it. And then 20 Somethings on Netflix. I really like that show, and it makes me want to go to Austin so freaking bad. So yeah, those are just a few. But yeah, if you guys have any TV show recommendations, please drop them. I need a new show. After Love is Blind is over, I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. I'm usually not a huge like reality TV girl. Like I'll watch a little bit of Housewives, but I don't know. I kind of like the dating reality TV shows, but not the fucking Bachelor. Don't recommend The Bachelor to me. I don't like that show. Someone asked, would you ever chop your hair for a big gig hairline for YouTube? Girl, no, I'm not a sellout. I have cut my hair before, and I like my hair short, but I hate my hair at the medium length. This length, it feels like it's there forever. It feels like it won't grow past this length forever, and I hate that. I like it right here, and I like it down to my ass. No in between. So no, I would never cut my hair for money. Like, girl, no. But yeah, I thought about cutting my hair short, but I like how versatile long hair is. It honestly makes it's so easy. I feel like short hair is a lot more work, honestly. So long hair, I'm cool with it for now. I think if I were ever to cut my hair, I would want to get it professionally colored, and also get some extensions colored as well. So like days where I do want long hair, I can have it. Days where I want to rock my hair short, I can have it. But like, I definitely can't find a color match for this hair color at all. But if I were to cut my hair short, it would be like dark brown. So maybe I could. My girl Linda asked, will you ever do a meet and greet in LA? Oh my God. See, I would, but I wouldn't want it to make it like a big to-do. Like, because I get anxiety when the attention is all on me, you guys. I know I can't be the only one, but like when the focus is on me, mad anxiety. So like if it was in a setting of like, you know, we were doing brunch or something, that would be cool. But like a meet and greet, girl, I'm not like, you know, that popular. That would scare me a little bit. But yeah, maybe in the future. Obviously, when I move to LA, I need to get my ducks in a row and get my ish together. But you know, like, obviously I'm gonna want girlfriends. You know, I'm gonna need some friends when I move to LA. So, you know, grabbing lunch or something or a drink would be super fun. I'm always down for that. But like a meet and greet, girl, that scares me. I have anxiety and it's not even planned. I'm not a shy person. I just don't like the tension on me. Even for my birthday, like I don't throw big birthday parties. None of that. I just don't like that kind of attention. And also like when I do get married, I'm not having a big wedding. Again, that attention being on me, scary. Don't like it. Someone asked, can you do some hauls on home goods and decor? When I move, I'm definitely going to be doing that. I let you guys know on Amazon Live that I actually just joined in with Amazon home influencer programs, so I'm definitely going to be bringing you guys some more house goods. Obviously, I'm not buying anything right now. That would be dumb as fuck. But when I move and I need to furnish my new place, best believe the home decor is coming in hot, the furniture shopping, all of that. So I'll for sure bring you guys that stuff, but right now, yeah, I gotta sell all this shit. I literally am planning on having a little party at my house and just having my friends bring bins. They, bring a few bins and just literally raid my house. Take whatever the fuck you want because I can't be bringing any of this. Except you can't take my shoes, you can't take my perfume, and that's about it. You can take everything else though. Because I need to get rid of so much stuff, but luckily I have a good solution for moving. I think I'll be able to bring all of my filming equipment, a lot of my clothes, a lot of like my kitchen stuff I'll bring. So yeah, I finally figured out the logistics of actually moving my stuff to LA, but I'm not moving a ton. Like when I moved into this place, you guys, I got all of my furniture off of Facebook Marketplace or secondhand, and I think I put about $500 into furnishing this place. Like, no lie, I didn't spend that much money. So I mean, I'm not really tripping about giving it away or selling it for cheap. Like, no, I just need it out of here. So yeah, you guys will see a lot more of that stuff once I start moving, clearing out my house, all of that. So get ready, girl. It's about to be crunch time. I'm about to be stressing out, but I'm so excited. And another question was, are you nervous about moving to LA? And I mean, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous. Like, of course I'm nervous. Like, I know, like, the week leading up to moving, I'm gonna be an emotional wreck. I'm gonna be so sad. I'm gonna be stressing the fuck out because it's a huge change. I'm gonna miss my friends and family. I'm gonna be really sad about saying goodbye to them. But luckily, I'm in a really good place in my life where I can hop on a flight and go visit people. Like, if I'm really homesick, you know, I can hop on a flight back to Minneapolis and spend some time with my friends and work from here, and I have a place to stay, I have friends to stay with, family. So, I mean, I'm not super nervous about that, but anytime I do move, I get really, really sad for a little bit, like a week or two, and then I'm good, and I know I made the right decision. Like when I moved to college, you know, the first week I was so sad. I missed my friends, I missed my regular life because it was such a change of pace. And then after a week, I was loving it. I was cool, I was happy, because you adjust, you know? And then the same thing is when I moved from college back to Minneapolis. I was sad as hell. I missed my college friends, and I felt like, you know, it was just a big change. You go through those emotions, and then I'm fine. So I'm expecting that I'm gonna feel that way in LA for like the first 2 weeks. So much unknown, it's chaos, you know. It's gonna be a huge change, but I think it's gonna be one of the best changes in my life. Like, I really have to make this move. What else am I gonna do? Stay in Minnesota forever? I would be miserable. So as much as I know I'm gonna be sad for a little bit, you know, adjusting and, you know, missing people, homesick maybe, I also think it's going to lead to so much growth in my life, you know? There's like a saying on Instagram, like, moving out of your hometown is a life hack, and I truly believe that. You're uncomfortable, and that's okay. It's okay to be uncomfortable, but that leads to the most growth, you know? That leads to, you know, rediscovering yourself, making new friends, being outside of your comfort zone. That's good. It's okay to be scared, it's okay to be nervous, but it's not okay to let being scared and being nervous make you complacent. But I am really blessed. My sister lives in LA, so anytime I'm feeling sad or feeling lonely, I know I can call that girl up and she'll be over in an instant, or I can go over to her place and chill. She lives with her best friend, who I've known since, you know, like I was a kid too, so I love her to death as well. And then I have another really, really good friend who lives in LA, and I have a few like kind of friend acquaintances as well. So I know a little handful of people in LA, so I'm not super nervous about feeling like ultra lonely. I just know I'm gonna, you know, there's gonna be a period of time where it feels like chaos, it feels really new and scary and different, and that's okay. You have to do things that are new and scary. I've always told you guys the best way to grow and the best way to gain confidence is by trying new and scary things. And I would be a fucking poser if I didn't do that myself. So yes, I need to make this change because I hate living in Minnesota. I hate the cold. I hate how cliquey the people are here. And I think LA is the best move for me right now. I mean, I'm not necessarily moving to LA for a career move, but I know it's gonna help my career. I know I'm gonna be able to film a lot and be outside. I know it's gonna help with my mental health because right now I'm looking at a blizzard, and in LA it's probably sunny, you know, mid 60s. I need that in my life, so. Will I be there forever? I don't know. I could love it, I could hate it, I could want to move somewhere a little bit more low-key, or I could want to move to a whole nother city, but right now we're just taking it one step at a time because I have never moved across country, and I know that's like a whole lesson, that's a whole learning curve in itself, so we're gonna figure this one out. I'm gonna give you guys as many tips as I can on moving across country if this is something you've been thinking about, because I've always wanted to move across the country. Last year, before I quit my full-time job, I was planning on moving. Like, you know, we were in the middle of the pandemic, and I knew, like, you know, I could probably work from home, you know, after the pandemic is over, so why don't I just move somewhere? So I was, you know, looking into moving then, and then I quit my job and I prolonged it. I can't keep prolonging moving because the longer you're complacent, the less likely you are to do it, you know? Sometimes you just gotta go for it. A lot of you guys are always asking me like about like starting something like what I do, like content creation, YouTube, TikTok, and I always just tell you guys, you just have to start. Like, it doesn't get more simple than that. You can't get stuck in like planning out content, because the longer you take to plan out exactly what you're gonna do, the longer it's gonna take to like have actual action. You know, you're not gonna get any farther if you don't start. If you're taking all this time to plan out a video or plan out content, you're never gonna start. So I always tell you guys, just put up your first video. It's probably gonna be shit, you know? No one's gonna be perfect at it. You're gonna learn along the way, but keep producing, keep putting out stuff, and over time you're gonna get better. But like if you're always stuck in like the planning process instead of the action process, you're never gonna get anything done. Okay, sis, I think that's enough questions for today. As always, if you guys want to participate in my next Q&A, make sure to follow me on Instagram. Every once in a while, I'll put a little Q&A box on my Instagram, and you guys can submit them and we'll have some more girl chat. But I had so much fun today. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.
Aside from my soul.